With the upcoming Moon Knight MCU show coming to Disney Plus, which is really exciting as someone who's been a fan of the character for a few years now, I thought it would be a good time to read one of the runs of Moon Knight I hadn't actually read yet. So the 2011 run of Moon Knight in the Marvel Comics was written by Brian Michael Bendis, the writer of Ultimate Spider-Man, and the 2013 run of Uncanny X-Men, and is art by Alex Maleev. The run contains 12 issues which follow Mark Spector living rich as a TV producer while also fighting crime as Moon Knight. Mark's other personalities in this are handled very differently than they usually would be, with Jake Lockley being the name of a main character in Mark's show instead of being Mark's other identities. In this version of the character, Mark has voices in his head of other Marvel characters, such as Captain America, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, who are in his head trying to help him through the missions, but they're not even real. These were interesting inclusions, I felt, who just kind of felt like one-note versions of themselves and didn't really serve much of a purpose in the story except for kind of cool covers. Mark and Echo's relationship in this run, it was okay. It was cool to see how Mark handled her death at the end with hands of Count Nefaria, who was kind of the big bad of this run, who was a pretty bland and uninteresting villain. My biggest problem with Bendis' run on Moon Knight, which I've heard a lot of other people agree with me on, is that it doesn't feel like a Moon Knight story. The usual identities are all gone, and the moon god Khonshu isn't even important to the story, with him only really being mentioned in issue 1 as someone in the TV show. Overall, I thought Brian Michael Bendis' 2011 Moon Knight series was a good story, but it was not a good Moon Knight story. I'd say it was about a 6.5 out of 10. It's worth checking out, but not as an introduction to the character. Definitely do read some other stuff first, and it's very forgettable. I'm excited to see how Marvel Studios handles the show and the character in the upcoming Disney Plus series, and I'm really excited for more people to get into the character.